I'm now playing the role of two people tonight, so we'll condense it. I have the honor of being my former self and my former boss and my whatever. There's so many different formers here. But I would like to say a couple of things about some of the people who helped bring us here. And again, people often say, you can't get anything done in New York City because nobody in city government ever gets anything done. And the truth of the matter is that there are people in this room who have really devoted their lives, and I mean really devoted their lives, to getting this kind of complex work done and really thinking about the future of the city in a very holistic way and a multi-generational way. And they get paid like crap, and they're berated by people, and they're harassed by people, and they're tweeted about. And at the end of the day, these are the people that really make New York what it is. And I just can't thank all of the people who currently work for city government, but certainly worked there when I was there. Some of the great people, and I don't think it's exactly a shock that many of them are fabulous women. So we have wonderful Anita Lermont, who is here, who is our city planning commissioner and chair, who is the bomb. We also have Edith, who did this whole thing and had a baby in the middle of it, basically. She's unbelievable. Purnima also. And there's like a whole host of people who really are the people who make this happen. And I also would be remiss to not thank, because he actually is very in touch with his feminine side, Dan Garodnick. Where are you, Dan? You're definitely, there you are, in touch with your feminine side. And we certainly battled a lot, and I'm so happy that we have fabulous new open spaces in East Midtown. So it's a wonderful night to be here, it really is. But we're really here about Marianne. So I'm gonna, because I was taught at Goldman Sachs to say everything in threes, I have three things to say about Marianne. Number one, when you think about Marianne, she is New York City. I'm not kidding you. I mean, this is a woman who embodies everything that is great about New York City. The grit, the love, the passion, the scrappiness. And you know what? Like, you can't teach people to love New York that way. As born and bred New Yorkers, you either have it or you don't. There are a lot of people who wind up calling themselves New Yorkers, but Marianne has actually really epitomized that. And the way she's done her business and conducted and used her power is about understanding New York from the bones up, like really understanding the neighborhoods, understanding what makes this town what it is and what it can be. And that means, notwithstanding how great East Midtown is, it's thinking about the next places and who are the people who are being left out of these amazing growth stories. And she is a person who legitimately comes to this work and is, in my humble opinion, one of the greatest New Yorkers ever. And I hope there'll be a whole book and not just an entry about you. The second thing I would say about Marianne is sort of the obvious. She's also a woman who is smart, tenacious, a player, knows who the players are, knows the pieces on the chessboard, knows who has to be called, who has to know who. She probably has a bat phone to the Pope, like if there is a bat phone to the Pope. But it's very rare that you can actually talk about a player in New York City real estate and then use a feminine pronoun. And let me tell you something, as somebody who has been lucky enough to follow in her footsteps in some degree, that is an extraordinary achievement because she also does it with a grace and a sort of warmth and a real commitment to empowering other women that, let's be honest, is not always the case. And I certainly have been the beneficiary of her desire to turn us all into she-builders. And she-builders is really where it's all going to happen if we want to build better cities for all of us. So thank you. The last thing I'm going to say about Marianne is she also can be really, really annoying, and you can have a really, really tough conversation with her, and you hang up the phone, and you're like, shit, I am so busted. She's going to get me on this, and then I'm going to have to come crawling back. Let me tell you a little story. During the East Midtown rezoning process, Marianne and I had many healthy conversations about the value or the minimum tax of air rights. I would say healthy conversation would be the right way to characterize it. We went on and on and on, and I was like, oh my God, Marianne Ty, like this is really scary. She is really mad at me. This is no joke. We better be right. And so we worked through it and we worked through it. And I tell this story because at the end of the day, we did manage to pass what I think is one of the most innovative and exciting frameworks for how you think about development. But you know what Marianne did? She called me up and she said, you know what? You were right. I was wrong. And that is a sense of graciousness and willingness to see the long game and really be a person. And so when I think about Marianne Ty, I think if I had one phone call left to make, I got arrested and I had a quarter, I'd call Marianne because she has your back. And she is a consummate New Yorker, and we love you for it. Thank you.